Alrighty, this is the first update I have for the Sea Island Cotton Project out here at the historic Henry Hutchinson house for the Edisto Island Open Land Trust. And as you can see here, this is my experimental plot. This is where I'm going to be doing my first experimental run of the Sea Island cotton, just to get some introductory data on the species, try and figure out some of the historic cultivation methods and the like. And as you can see, we've had the plot mechanically tilled just to break up the sod. I'll have to come out here and get the rest of the edge with a shovel and hoe. This is just to break up the sod and kill any perennial grasses and the like that are in there, dewberry and such. Expose some seeds in here so that they can start germinating, so that when we till this again and maybe a third time, we can kill off as many of the weeds as we possibly can, making my job a lot easier when I have to come out here to weed. Been working at this project for about a month now. This is the first major development. The first thing I did was have a soil test done. I'll throw the results up on screen right now. As you can see, the soil is actually really good at this site, surprisingly so. We're just low in a few trace elements. We need a little bit of manganese, a tiny amount of boron, a little bit of sulfur, and some nitrogen, of course. You always need nitrogen. The soil has been unworked for decades. It's a sandy loam, and it's got a good amount of organic matter in it. It's quite moist out here. It's well drained, but right over there on the other side of the road is a tidal river, so we're very close to sea level. This should be a rather easy project, and I've marked out a 25 by 25 plot, and I'm going to do 4 north-south rows. One here, 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 here. And I think the center 2 rows I'm going to fertilize with nitrogen. The rest I'll just, or the 2 on the end, I'll just do trace nutrients. And these 2 rows on this end I'm going to irrigate, and these I will not. And I'll see how that changes the yield. And if it has an immense impact, I'll continue to both irrigate and add nitrogen in following years. If it doesn't really make much of a difference, I'm not going to bother. But yeah, this is a sort of week 1 update. I've got the plot determined, I've got my experimental planting regime at least provisionally worked out. The ground has been tilled the first time, and I've got a soil test. Alrighty, that's a week 1 update. So I'll get back at you when I do something else. Probably the next thing I'm going to do is apply a fertilizer in liquid form across the entire thing, get all the trace nutrients in there, my manganese, my sulfur, and my boron.